So I do want to continue to push, put my little pressure on the 2K community to start to innovate and do different things in the community. But you got to remember, you can't veer too far off of what people enjoy about the game. So, as you guys may or may not know, I am on PC and I have created a mod, or if you don't know PC terms, then we'll say an add-on that allows you to jump into cutscenes and just kind of look at cutscenes. You can edit the cutscenes if you want. Let's see if this thing ever comes up. Not sure why it's going so slow. That's wild. Ugh. A few quick tips. You guys you absolutely have to, as a prerequisite, know how to use the hook plugin. So I'm pressing F8 to turn this on and off. You have to know how to add in your plugins and what this stuff is. The plugin manager tells you what plugins you have loaded up into the 2K hook. Big shout out to Louis. So he created all this stuff here, okay? You see it says Arthur Louis on all of these. He created all this. Now you can disable some of this stuff or reload it. Has a description of what it does. Like this very first one, it allows me to, control the game even if I'm up on another screen, have something going on another screen, because I have multiple screens. I have 2 screens. But anyway, these all just allow you to do different things. So I don't have any disabled plugins right now. All my plugins are enabled. You got to know how to go in and out of these screens. I don't want to go in and out of that, but anyway, this is one of the plugins, but it shows up here. You can make the portrait files have to show up, or you can get all rendered pics, so everybody will look like they look in the game. Then you got the player editor plus, this allows you to change up the hairstyles, which is not in the game by default. Change the player like you can on next gen when you're in the edit player menu. Unlock shoe brands, unlock all shoe brands, unlock all signatures. That's the same as animations. Then you got your mods. You can enable or disable mods, and when you click resource, it'll tell you all your little mod folders that you have. You can have multiple mod folders. And then file load. Turn it back on. File loading log. When you click file manager, the file loading log is here. So everything that's loaded up into the game, like if I went into play now, the game will have to load the jerseys, load the arena, and all that stuff will pop up here. So it'll tell you which files have recently popped up. You can set the limit of how many files you want to see. I always set mine at the highest. And then if you want to export a file, like this is a face file or a shoe file, you just come over here, click that button, it'll export it. Or if you have a file that you know the name of that's not in this list, you can click on file, export, type in the name of the file here, and then just click export. And if it's not a real file, it will say it failed to export the file. And if it is a real file, it will export it into a folder named export in your NBA 2K23 folder. Now, I went over a lot of stuff very briefly there, okay? I went over a lot of stuff very briefly. So you guys gotta know, gotta have everything that I mentioned. You gotta know how to work with this hook, the hook menu, and all of that to really maximize what you're trying to do. All right. All right, so when we get into this cutscene editor, I think some of you think that like I only created the scenes that say modded, but actually I threw in more scenes. Some of you won't even have this because I only released the free version right now. I'm gonna release this version that's in this video a little bit later. But anyway, like I left a lot of animations and stuff in here from older games. So like if we go to tunnel, let's see what happens. Even though it's not in the tunnel, I got it on the court. This cutscene was actually from a tunnel cutscene in a past game. And you can tell the animations where it's from a past game because they usually don't move their mouth to talk. Anyway, I'm going to start getting into more instructional videos for these cutscenes because I got to continue to push, try to push the culture forward. When I say the culture, I'm just talking about NBA 2K videos. And with January coming around, what better time to really help people push their content, have their own scenes, their own game, etc., etc. All right. So anyway, I do. All that talking took a lot of energy out of me. I do want to show you guys how to do some stuff. I really do. And that's what I'm going to start to do. I'm just looking around at my scenes. I think what I'll do is I'll start a series with this photo mod stuff. And it'll only be the photo mod. I'll show you guys how to fully install it. The photo mod is just like cutscenes. It's cutscenes. It's really truly cutscenes. But then we stop the cutscenes and we move in because these animations really don't have a lot of movement. We move in, get different angles, take photos, stuff like that. Eventually, these guys are going to move. Yeah, there they go. Now they're moving. But yeah, you can pause it again, get a good shot, let it go. Pause it again, get a good shot. All right, so and then on top of that, you can add in, if you have reshade, which I don't have a tutorial for, but you can. If I put on reshade, it's gonna look way better. So I'm gonna turn it to no reshade. And that's how it looks. So anyway, yeah, you guys got to get comfortable with these tools. All right, so this is my first little video just telling you guys, okay, you need to be comfortable with the hook. You need to know like that you can add your own mod folders. You need to know how to install mods. You should know by now how to install mods. You got your mod folder, but sometimes you're supposed to have folders inside of those. So you guys got to understand what that's all about in order to fully capitalize off of this. If you're very new to this, I'm sorry to say, but you know, I can't spend my time going back over the basics unless you're going to be a supporter. If you want to support me, you can support me over on Patreon. But if you want me to start back at the basics, I've got basic video tutorials on my channel. You just got to search for them, whether it be from this game or games past. But if you need like a specific request or a specific explanation, you're going to have to join on the Patreon, all right? And I'll do my best to explain what I can. All right, so anyway, that's this video, and I'm gonna start getting out more content, more instructional content. Let's push this thing to the next level. Let's go.